celebrate Isabel. Sing it with an open heart. Sing to the Adrian, celebrate Adrian. Sing it with an open heart.
I'm a social worker, actually, and I worked with children and families before I had my own kids. And I'll tell you, I have a lot more compassion about parenting now than I ever did before I was a parent. I had compassion then, but it's just amazing how hard a job it is to be a parent and the stresses that come along with taking care of infants and toddlers. And I think it's just amazing that this resource exists for families in this community. It's really important. One of the reasons we joined an evening group at Birth to Three was because my husband wanted to be part of it, and I wanted both of us to engage in this group together. And, you know, before we became parents, we didn't know how many differences we were going to have about what we thought about parenting. And suddenly we were, you know, faced with taking care of 2 babies, and it was very stressful. And I think the Birth to Three group gave us a language to talk about our philosophy about parenting. They gave us guidelines about parenting, but they supported the child's sense of self as well as the parent's sense of self. And so it gave Mike and I a chance to really discuss with each other what our philosophy is and how do we parent these children with sometimes differences in what we believe. Birth to Three is a wonderful place to get a foundation for how to set off on this journey of parenthood. Having access to the services is really important for all families, especially families that are going through financial difficulties, because they are under more stress than parents who don't have to worry about that. So it's really important to have scholarships available for those families.
Well, my son is Michael Facer. He'll be 11 months this month on the 21st. The plan is to have Michael live with us. He's at my parents', so we'd like to get him to live with us.
Well, he's living with our parent.
With my parents.
With his parents right now, but
class
other than that, I know what to expect when things are, when we're with him, so, yeah.
The class helped, too, because that way we're more closer to having our son come live with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
My goal is to have Michael come live with us. He has lived with us since he was born, but we had moved into our own apartment, and ever since then, he hasn't been living with us. What Birth to Three does is it takes the issues that we're dealing with in today's century and not last century, because we're from different centuries than my son is. So the behavior is a lot different centuries. And because I've learned from my parents' century, their expectations. Mm-hmm. But now I know that in today's century, I can change it from my parents' century to our century.
Right.
You know.
Then they'll change it to theirs.
Yeah.
Then Michael will do his, huh?
Yeah.
Then theirs will do his.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Twinkle.
Are you going to sing a song for us, Rune?
You want to sing?
Twinkle,
You want to sing
Little
Twinkle
Star?
Twinkle for me? No. No? Okay, well, that's normal too. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what you expected when you went to Birth to Three, Kenny.
I actually didn't know at all what to expect. I thought it was more just get together with people and that have the same age children, and and just a group of people getting together, I guess.
And how was your experience? Describe how it turned out.
It was pretty fun. I was pretty comfortable from the beginning, and I think the singing at the end of it was made me a little nervous, but everybody. I didn't know the songs. Oh yeah, we sang with Ruin, except for he wasn't singing at the time.
And was there a part that was really created a lot of change for you?
I think all of it really did, just because it gave me an idea. It helped me to learn the things I needed to be doing and just kind of tell us the things we were doing right and what we weren't doing right, and just help us,
That hurts me. Please stop. Thank you.
teach me how to, be a baby's dad.
Right there.
Well, it was pretty exciting to learn how to care for a newborn baby because I was pretty stoked about having a little brother. But so I was just pretty excited mostly about getting these classes over with so I could get on to the real thing.
When I discovered Birth to 3, I was a new parent. I was 18 years old. I was in my freshman year of college, and I didn't have any friends that had children, so I was very isolated in that sense. I didn't know what to expect. What I was going through at the time was some pretty difficult stuff. I was in an abusive relationship, but being 18 and having made this decision that I thought I was ready to make, I really had kind of put myself in a very difficult situation. And at Birth to 3, people recognized my parenting skills and recognized where my heart was, and that I was all about being a mother, and that I had chosen this path, and it was a hard path, but I was going to do it. And I think there's a lot of misperception around why people would go to Birth to 3 parenting courses, because they would assume if you're in a parenting class, it's because you don't have the tools or you don't have the skills or something's wrong, and that's why you're doing this. But that's not what it's about to me. To me, it was more about gathering together with people with children of the same age who were in a developmental cycle, whose behaviors at times made you question whether or not you were using the right tools.
Good job.
And it was a lot of validation and a lot of skills, saying this is the age-appropriate behavior. This is not something that you are specifically doing. This is something they all go through, and more importantly, this is great that they're exhibiting this and that they're telling you no, and they're refusing to sit down. It's because they're exerting their independence, and in the long run, this is good.
I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue, and I see clouds of white, and the brightness of day. I like the dark, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I